Are you filing your nails? Are you filing your nails?
It's the motherfucking DRE. Dr. Dre, motherfucker.
Hey, what is going on, YouTube?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. Hey, what is going on? That's enough. That's enough, everyone. That's enough. Welcome to Crowdfunding Comics Creator Power Hour. Cara, my darling.
Yes.
How are you today?
I am fantastic. And how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited, Cara. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is my second week in a row that we've got two amazing returning guests, and we will be popping the Pop XP cherry of a third guest. And we're going to be diving into his campaign, and we're going to talk to him a bit, and we're going to have some good insight because we've got Publishing Pete in the house with Alterna Comics. We've got an amazing independent creator with us with Mr. Robert Geronimo, and our newcomer that we're going to be having on is going to be Mr. James Nguyen, and talking about their stuff. And we're going to get some good insight, and we can chat about independent comics, the networking community. I think it'll be a fun chat to have with James, and as well as checking out their campaigns. But first and foremost, Cara, how have you been? What's new? What's going on?
Okay, so I finally got everything in, and I am in the middle of shipping for my calendar, and we're getting all of that out. It's been fantastic. We've had so many things coming in and going out, and just getting that going. And my tip for the week, my tip this time is when you are shipping, you often have the option of a box, right? Which your Gemini mailer or your mailing box is going to be. But that's going to give you a height, weight, a length, width, and height. If you choose a box in a bag, oftentimes it will save you money. So this is what mine look like. And I chose black because, you know, my logo is the fire on that. And then I take my fire logo sticker and I put it on there, and it kind of helps keep it away from the elements as well. And it is cheaper than using the priority. I know that people love the priority, but the reality is the priority really does not come very much sooner than the regular. And I'm sure that people would be like, yeah, I'll save a couple of bucks in shipping rather than, you know, have priority.
So are you putting a box in a bag, or is the bag your box?
Well, it's both. It just depends. You can order a box of bags from my website.
Yep.
And I'll just send you a box full of bags. I'm going to just use all my old grocery bags, and I'm going to charge you a fortune for it.
Dude, that's
but
great.
If you want that,
that's
you know, just hit me up personally. I'll set up a special thing for you. But seriously, no, the box in the bag, and those bags come in multiple colors. So you can also, like, if you're worried about your stretch goal pack, if it has like chunky stuff in it, and you're worried about that stretch goal pack going into your Gemini or into your mailer and having it like damage your books on their spines or whatever, put that stretch goal pack on the outside of your box and then put it in the back. So these are like different ways that you can help save yourself some money, help save your customers some money, and have a streamlined, nice looking product. That you can put your sticker on it and that sort of thing as well.
That's cool. And our guest Rob can use those bags, reuse them to ship back the wigs he doesn't like. That's what I'm going to use them for. That's what I'm going to use them. That's a great tip, Cara.
That's why you shaved your head, so that you could wear wigs.
That's right. The flowing wigs. Maybe I'll go to like Turkey and get a hair transplant. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it a group chat. Maybe Rob will want to come with me. But anyway,
you just wait until Thanksgiving and just take the turkey feathers and make your own headpiece. Why have hair when you can have a glorious
I can't do that. I'm a Caucasian man, Cara. I can't do that. I will be attacked for that. I'm not representing.
We'll just put. I'm not saying make like an Indian headdress. I'm saying make.
What else would you make with it?
Well, you could do like animal horns
with feathers.
Sure, why not? You put some animal horns on there and some feathers and just like some pine cones. And
that's still like an Indian headdress, though. Like
I didn't say make an Indian headdress. I just said make like a fantastic, like ridiculous headpiece.
We'll work on that one. Well, when Thanksgiving comes,
we'll glue them to your ass, Nile, and shake a tail feather, mother. Come on.
Hell yeah, that'll bring us some ratings and some new subscribers.
Ah, yeah.
There you go. But all right, let's roll it in. Let's get our guests in, Miss Cara. First up, we got publishing Peter Simeti in the house from Alterna Comics. Peter, how we doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Glad to have you on. And we got another one of your fellow comrades, another indie creator. Everyone, please welcome Robert Geronimo to the show.
Greetings,
what's up, Slick?
Travelers. What's up there?
What's up?
Woo!
You have the bluebird? You have
it's
the
like
bluebird,
a mirror.
The Freebird.
The Freebird. That's it. You got that one?
Yes. Love it.
Every month I get a new razor. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first time on the Pop XP, Mr. James Nguyen. What's going on, James?
What's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Talking indie comics. James, Pete's no stranger to the show. He was one of our first guests 5 years ago on the channel. He's become a good friend of me and Billy, and Rob's been on. This is probably his third or fourth time coming on as well. And you and I spoke. We were talking a bit through Messenger and stuff, chatting kind of like what you were doing. You took a little bit of a pause, and now you're getting back into it. And what I'd love to hear from you, man, since we're all a part of it, is you've kind of discovered like this network, this community of indie creators, and you're starting to kind of dip your toes into it, man. So tell me a bit of what you discovered and what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, like I said, I thought independent meant like you were on your own. So that's what I've been doing for the past however long. I'd go to cons and I'd sit there at my table, I'd draw, I'd show people Alpha Red, and some people would buy it and some people wouldn't. And then pandemic hit, and I had time to finish up almost finish up my story arc. And then when I came out of that, I took a pause because I jumped into politics. I ran for local office. I lost. And so I turned around and I started plugging in. People started finding Alpha Red because it was a complete project. And so I started plugging in, and lo and behold, I find this huge community that supports each other. You got live streams. You got Pete's channel that I found like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I've been binging a lot of comic book radio, and lots of cool. Yeah, for sure.
What did you run for?
Town board, local town board.
Awesome.
It's
so
as
I don't
dirty
know
as
if
you
you
think
know,
it
but
is.
I'm also an independent comic book creator. And I actually ran in 2016 for House of Representatives, State House of Representatives, and I also lost.
Oh wow!
So then you go down to indie comics.
We're needed here.
Then you go into indie comics. Yeah.
No. That's up. That's up.
Yes.
Life of political drudgery will prepare you for
so
indie
that's
comics.
Exactly.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Our boy Brian.
So I'm excited
alone.
that I found you.
You will find a lot of people that are like you in this field, and you're right. It does feel like independent, like you're by yourself. And so, when we all come together and support each other, like this is how we compete with the big guys.
That's right. Congresswoman Cara.
Yeah.
Nice. And then Jimmy Reyes says hi to you, James. Jimmy Reyes is a great indie.
Yep.
Actually, he did mainstream inker. Awesome dude. He's going to be joining me tomorrow night and talk to Bill Moss. But yeah, so let's get in. Pete, you've been doing 18 years, in comics, Alterna Comics, publishing, creating yourself. You too, started joining in, many moons ago with the indie community and supporting and networks and stuff like that, man. What's your take on that? Like, what would be some advice you would give James as he's starting to dive into this?
Run.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
So
Take out a loan.
man, well, you got the right idea in terms of networking the right way, in terms of getting out there and talking about what you're working on, sharing what you're working on. That's the best way to do it. Because yeah, you're independent, but you're not alone. Don't confuse the two, and I think the more you get out there, the more you'll find that not only are people in this space especially very supportive, but I think you're going to find that you're going to start wanting to become more supportive of them too. I think you're going to find that you're going to start wanting to see what's going around, see what other people are working on, see what they're into, see about maybe, I don't know, maybe developing your own social media, whatever it may be, Twitter, YouTube, etc., and highlighting and spotlighting and helping out other creators to spread the word. And that's all the good stuff about doing this sort of thing. It's a competition, but it's also about cooperation, and so just keep that mindset about you. But it's I wish I could say it's less dramatic than politics. It has its moments.
It's not. It's so much not.
But you're prepared, so I think you'll be fine.
That's awesome. What about you,
No, I'm
Rob?
excited.
Man,
I'm excited.
How's your experience, Rob? Dealing with the community, the network, and self-publishing.
It's been quite a journey. You really don't know what you're getting into until you're really in the thick of it. Then you realize, whoa, this is a whole nother level when you're an indie creator. And I'm grateful that I've had Pete as my publisher and essentially mentoring me through this whole process, because
I've never seen this man before in my life.
I knew it.
I got on the stream, to be honest with you, this year.
It's true, though. It's true, because this is a whole new landscape that we're in with the digital landscape, and you have to have some type of presence. It's something that even me, I had to get used to that and realize that we have tools here that we can use to get our books out there, but you have to maintain some type of personality, like let the people know who you are.
Yes.
It's a very different world, but I've grooved into it, and I made it work for me, and I'm having a lot of fun. Exactly.
Yes. Grooving.
Doing the Matt Tucci over here.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And just like making a book, when you think you need to draw like other people, because we tend to do that, right? We see something that's popular and we say, I got to grab onto that. Making your presence and your channel your own. So
plagiarize, right? Plagiarize.
Plagiarize
everything is what he said.
Yes. I think Picasso said something like that. Right? Didn't he say like copy?
He did say something like that. Yeah.
He did. But no, making your channel your own, and it took a couple of stages figuring things out, and now I feel like I'm at a pretty good spot now, figuring out who I am on this YouTube thing.
Cool, man. Yeah, and your books are great too. And speaking of great books, though, let's check out what James has been doing, because it's really freaking cool, man.
That's mine.
That's yours.
I appreciate that.
Mine
That's
too.
yours, man. I gotta put mine back up. Yours,
That
wipe mine
too.
out.
That's-
Yeah. Let's check that out. Alpha Red. So this is on Kickstarter right now, guys. Alpha Red on Kickstarter. This is collecting issues 1 through 5 of Alpha Red to complete his origin story. So you're doing pretty good, man. You are funded. You're at 28 backers. You have 18 days to go. Again, everyone, James is new to this space, so let's do what we do best. I'm going to say this a couple times tonight. When we get these links up, grab them, check them out on your own, dive deep into the campaigns. But also, if you love it, back it. If money's tight, we understand. But copy those links, paste it, post on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Threads, your X, or whatever you're using, and help spread the word of all these great campaigns so we can keep growing this indie community. So, Mr. James, man, I'm going to give you the podium here. Tell us about Alpha Red.
Awesome. Yeah. So Alpha Red is my pitch is Alpha Red is like Peter Parker as Captain America on a James Bond adventure. So our main man Wes is like Peter Parker. He's just a nice guy, but he can't catch a break. And then along comes this organization called the Kingdom, and they give him they're like the CIA and MI6. They implant a chip in his brain, gives him super strength, super speed, and he makes him super smart. And then they give him a super car, a super suit, and then he has to save the day from the super villain. So that's the gist of the hero. And then in his origin story, you find out that his enemy is the devil, the capital D devil. And the devil has been, 40 years ago, the devil has been betrayed by his right-hand demon, Ashby, cast into the body of a human, and then made immortal. And so he has no superpowers, no supernatural powers, and he can't die. So what has he been doing for the past 40 years? He's been building an army and trying to take over the world. So our guy comes in right at the time where he's going to make his plan come to fruition, and he's going to stop him. But he has to become the hero that he never knew he could be. So.
Oh, very cool, man. So what inspired this story? You've got this character, your superhero, you say he's like a Peter Parker type character. Now he's kind of working with like a CIA type agency. He's got a chip inside him, and the main villain's the devil. What happened that this idea sparked in your brain?
Yeah, so it kind of morphed, just like a lot of stories. I don't know. It feels like a lot of stories where as you're doing it, it just kind of morphs into the thing that it's supposed to be. And this was supposed to be just your generic Captain America type story. He gets a super serum type of thing. He's super strong. He saves the day, saves the country. And then it became more of a, I'm a Christian, so I wanted some of those elements in there. And I was walking a journey of, using my faith to grow into who I'm supposed to be. So it just kind of took that track, and so it morphed.
Oh, very cool. And you do all the art in the book?
I do. Yep. All the writing, the art. I paid to have it colored, and I paid to have it lettered.
Oh, very nice. Your interiors are great.
Thank you.
And these are all your own covers?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're homage covers.
They're homage covers, but yeah, you
I
drew
them all. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very cool.
Not all of them are homage. The homage covers are offered on the campaign and at conventions, but I won't offer them online. So I'm hoping that they become the more rare ones, because I like my covers too. I know the homage covers are the gimmick that kind of gets people to pick the comic up off the table, but I like my covers. I like these covers too. They were really fun. I didn't think of the homage covers until.
Yeah, Apex Comics is nice looking art. Very cool. We got a couple questions here. Sure. Is his villain Zeta Pink and Omega Blue?
No, there's no pinks. Actually, there's a Blue Diamond is one of the characters. Yeah, it was easy. Like originally, I had a co-creator, but he dropped off early whenever I said, hey, I'm feeling like it needs to be more of a spiritual journey as well as a superhero journey, and he was like, I'm out. So but when we came up with the name Alpha Red, I wish it was like deeper, but it was like what's simple and bold, and we came up with Alpha Red.
Oh, nice. I like the name. I like the designs.
The bad guy's name is Omega Black.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I love that. I did see the Omega Black. I love that. I think that's very striking. And those are the kinds of things that really can push a project ahead. Thank you, True Believer, for the tip. Hill, Pete, James, Geronimo, A+ creators. Good job for recognizing
Thanks,
them.
True Believer.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, True Believer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate
He's
it.
the one who introduced me to Pete.
Oh, nice.
I saw
Very
him.
nice.
I saw Pete do. Yeah, I saw Pete interview him, and that's how I found Pete's channel.
Ah,
Oh, very cool.
interesting. The
That's
web.
cool.
The
Powers
World
of the
Wide
internet.
Web.
I love that hat.
Yeah.
I know, this hat's awesome.
This
That's
YouTube,
right.
I was
That's right.
talking to Graham Nolan earlier tonight. I'm telling him this YouTube thing is going to catch on. It's going to catch on. Just
Hey,
you
it's
wait and
only
see.
going to catch on if y'all share it.
That's right. Everyone's just got to share. Share. So you got hats, you've got T-shirts. You're in your hat and your T-shirt.
That's right.
Look at that.
I got it right
Nice.
here.
Awesome. Let's give you the big head
That's
here.
the hat.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That
Nice.
is nice.
And then we got
The shirt. I like that.
I like that. I like that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So what is Remote Cadets #1?
so Remote Cadets, boy, that just needed to exist because so in 2003, after my daughter was born, I was like, I got to give up comics, and so I put everything aside and just worked, and then it drove me nuts. So when I came back in 2005 and said I'm just going to do conventions, I got such a good reception that I quit my job and I thought I was going to become a comic book artist. And Remote Cadets started off as a 4-issue series co-written by a friend, and it was called Inhabit. And then we only did 1 issue, and I had to go back to work because nobody was picking me up. So it sat around. No, nobody. I have affinity for it, so it just needed to come out. And so I turned it into a 1-shot. I rewrote the story, turned it into a 1-shot. And it'll just be offered as an add-on. It'll be at conventions and stuff. It's not going to come through Starcross Comics. Actually, I hooked up with Starcross Comics. I don't know if you guys recognize Starcross Comics, but Joe Spicer and the guys over there, they invited me to be a part of the team, so I don't have to do it by myself.
Nice.
So that's fun. But he didn't want everything. It's a new relationship. So, Remote Cadets is just a 1-shot. So there's another homage
1-shots
cover.
are great.
That
1-shots are great because now you
I
don't
like
have to
them.
worry about keeping it going. You can keep it there. You can do variant covers for special releases. And I love that you brought up that you redid the story. A lot of times creators think I wrote this story the way it is, and they don't recognize that you don't have to stick with that. If it doesn't work, change it. Make something different. Change the story, throw in a different character. This is always versatile. It's your project. You can do what you want. And if you want to change it, do whatever you want. It's your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop Marvel and DC. They're constantly changing everything all the time.
That's true.
And DC's about to do it again.
Yeah, but just don't do a shitty
Yeah,
like
rumor
they
mill.
did.
Did you guys see that? Well, I posted about it today because I saw Jimmy Palmiotti posted the article, Hollywood Reporter, about Marvel Studios retooling. And I read the whole thing, and it's like, that's a clever way to basically say we're trying to do major damage control in what they're doing. And it's, I don't know.
Every time they do damage control, they screw it up.
I know, they just screwed up even more. But, yeah, you got some great freaking art in this campaign, man. Holy smokes.
Thank you.
Holy smokes.
Thank you.
This
You're
is
doing
cool.
a great
Yeah,
job.
those are thank you. Those are promotional stuff. I did use them for special covers and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, so this would be my 6th campaign. And I was successful with the other I was successful with 4 of them, 1 not so successful. But it was always to raise money for the coloring and the lettering, and I did everything else myself.
Nice. So what's the goal with Alpha Red? So you're doing this
Somebody had
Kickstarter
a
now.
question. Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, so I had to decide what I wanted to do next. That's hello, am I here?
Yeah, I think you
Yep.
just have
Can
a
you hear
little
me?
bit of a lag. I think you just have a little lag with the audio. But what I was asking is, what is your where are you going with Alpha Red? Because you've got 1 through 5 here for this campaign. Is this going to be? Are we going to continue on after this campaign with some more new issues?
Yep. I'm going to continue on. I'm working on issue number 6 right now. It's written as a one shot, like a, an- a standalone story. As the character grows, it's just so you're not waiting for more issues. I find that a lot of indie comics do that, and it takes years in between, especially including Alpha Red. It's been almost 10 years. It's been 10 years since I started it, and so I'm finally got it done. But I got the mojo now. I think I'm ready to get the one out a year, and so I'm going to make them 40-page one shots, and that's the plan.
Nice. So we got a super chat here from True Believer again, $5 super chat. That's not cheap. Thank you, sir. This is wild. I have books from Pete, Geronimo, James, and Nicholas Gear. I've reviewed them all but Geronimo, and his books are on my list. Too
amazing.
cool.
Very
Give him
nice.
a bad review.
You know, I'm gonna throw in a plug for Cara here. You know, you should read my book and review it, and my other book and review it. It's like,
Yeah, just throw some links in the live chat, Cara, where they can find those books.
I'll do that.
Do that right now. So very cool, James. I love the art. Your art's great in this. Are you going to look at exploring any of the other crowdfunding sites beyond Kickstarter? Maybe see how this responds on Indiegogo or Fund My Comic, any of those other sites?
Absolutely. That's what I've been finding out by watching some of these streams. The strategy of going through multiple crowdfunding things, and nope, I've not crowdfunded anywhere except for Kickstarter. So I'd be interested in seeing if there's a different crowd over at Indiegogo and Fund My Comic. You know,
why not?
wherever.
It doesn't hurt anything.
That's right. It's all revenue, man. It's all revenue.
Right.
To make
It's
more
also
books.
promotion. So let's just say you do move it over to another site and it doesn't do well, but maybe it doesn't do well yet because you're new there and that you're going to come in and now they're going to look through your campaign and maybe it's not the best, feedback right away. But then the next time you post there, they're going to be like, you know what? I remember that and he's back. So that must mean that, he's worthy to be here and it's worth backing him up. You know what I mean? So it may not, or they'll see you at a convention. You never know where that connection between people is going to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would be surprised how many people I've met in the bathroom.
Really?
Oh my God. So many people. And it's really awkward when they're like, hey, can I get a picture of you? And I'm like, can you zip me up first?
That's exactly how it goes for me when I go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, you got to zip me up first if you want a picture.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Right?
It's funny how we all have the same experiences. We're just all in different places, but we're
for me, it
all
always
having
ends with the
experience.
police outside of it, though, and they take me away.
Yeah.
I don't quite have any good experiences with it.
This is the family bathroom, Pete. Get out of here.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
That's what you're doing wrong. But hey, everyone, check out Alpha Red Volume 1 on Kickstarter, and please go on. So you're now on X. You're on Facebook. Where are you setting up roots, James? Where can people follow you and keep up with what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm old, so Facebook is like the only place I feel comfortable. But I'm stretching. You asked me to think about X, and I jumped on X. So we'll see if I can navigate the rest of the social media sphere.
Nice. True Believer, thanks for another super chat. You're awesome.
Yeah.
We agreed not to talk about that, Pete.
I didn't mention you. Why did you?
You blew it.
You blew it.
And Jimmy Ray's, if I had a nickel for every time in the public bathroom.
Is that where the phrase, if I had two nickels to rub together, came from?
Yes.
I don't know, but you don't want to. You find nickels in the bathroom. You don't want to even touch those.
Hey,
let
money's
those be.
money.
You
Money's
let those
money.
be, Nile. All
That's
right?
how love stories start.
You know what? Okay. Okay, no, that would just be gross. But don't anybody act like they never dropped their phone in the toilet and had to reach in there.
Didn't you do that recently?
No, it's been
No.
a while, but my husband used to put things up online like, hey, we're going to have a contest. Where in what city is Cara going to leave her phone in the bathroom again? And someone actually won when they said Seattle.
What did they win?
Just bragging rights that,
Okay.
you know, they get to make fun of me more than others, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rob, I think you should follow this
Oh,
conversation.
so I know. I want Rob. Rob's just sitting here smiling. You know, he's got
trying
some crazy bathroom story. He's like, well, first, that's how I met my wife. And,
Oh.
you know.
Saw Kevin Nash in the bathroom. Guy's a giant human being.
Yeah, was he at the urinal?
There you
Or did you just see his
It was
head
at the
coming up
urinal. All of a sudden, this
above the
shadow
divider?
loomed over me, and I was like,
Did he like look down at you and just laughed? And you're like, oh, man.
I was too frightened.
You couldn't go.
Yeah, couldn't go.
Like, I'm just gonna wait here till he's gone.
A huge human being.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So, Pete and Rob,
Yes.
what do we got going on with Alterna, man? What's going on with Alterna books?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with them. I tell you. Oh, you mean like what are we doing? Oh, okay. Well, we got a campaign right now that just ended yesterday. It's in demand right now. It's on both Indiegogo and the Alterna site. You go to alternacomics.com if you guys want to check it out there. But back where you prefer. You can go to Indiegogo. You can go to Alterna. It's up to you. We got 4 comics on here. Blood Realm number 14, Horace H. Hoover number 3 of 5, Unit 44 number 9 and 10. So this campaign here, you get those 4 comics. It's just $9.
I saw that and I was like, this can't be right. And then I was like, oh no, it's right.
It is
No,
right.
it's right.
It be.
It's so wrong, it's right. That's for sure.
Hey, Pete, let me just really quick, just want to jump back to James. There's a question in the chat I missed for him. James, Aaron Sleeper says, James, what is the stretch goal level for the Strews on Big Trouble and Little China homage cover?
$2,000 unlocks that as an add-on for the trade paperback.
All right. There you go, Mr. Sleeper. All right, Pete, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Fine, whatever.
Such an
You know,
asshole. Jeez.
yeah, whatever.
What's wrong with me? It's just one of those
So,
nights,
yesterday
You know?
we reached
Give up.
the stretch goal on the campaign. We reached $8,000 on it, which unlocks the King Cryptid Alterna foil card. So this one right here is Alterna foil number 7, and Keir Covington did the artwork for that. I've also got it up here as a featured perk, $3. If you want to purchase this on the site, Indiegogo or the Alterna site, it's $3, and there's an option if you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. So this card is a backer bonus for every physical perk backer, whether you back on the Indiegogo, whether you back on the Alterna site, whether you backed yesterday, whether you backed day 1, it doesn't matter. So you're going to get this if you're a physical perk backer. But if you only back the digital perk, you're not going to get this stretch goal. So just want to make you aware of that. But you can purchase the card. Some people want to purchase the card even if they're already getting a free one. And 3 individuals have already. Thank you very much. And they asked for me to sign it. So I'm more than happy to do that. But we have great comics on here. Check it out if you haven't already. We got the April 2024 lineup. There's the print and digital. You can get that as a bundle. The one with me doing a sketch card, that's already sold out. But there's 4 more spots left. I think the last time I checked, there were 4 more spots left on the Alterna site. So if you guys do want to go to alternacomics.com and check that out, you can get a sketch card, portrait card from me with the 4 new comics, and it's just $25. So there's just there was 50 when we started off, 25 on the Indiegogo, 25 on the Alterna site. Now there's just 4 on the Alterna site. It's a very slimmed down campaign until you look at the backer add-ons here. So I'm going to go to the add-on section. We got almost every back issue we have is on this campaign here.
Oh.
So in the past, we used to have just the back issues that were associated with the campaign, the new books on the campaign. Now we've got, I'd say 99% of what we have on the Alterna site for back issues. We have them also listed as add-ons for this campaign.
What
So a
are
lot
the
of people have been
prices on
checking
those
that out.
books? Am I seeing
Yeah,
that correctly?
$2.
$2?
$2.
Yeah.
What?
$2 an issue. $2.
Wow.
No excuses. No excuses. These are great books. Some people are like, I don't got $25 for. No, these are not $25. These are $2. You get a great comic book for $2, and these stories are about escapism and heart and all kinds of great fun adventure. Check this stuff out. So we got all kinds of great books here. You are doing a disservice to your comic collection if you are not reading at least one Alterna comic series.
Now, I would like to. I've actually been skimming through your campaign for a bit now, and I actually have a question. So, I'm not seeing overseas shipping. Are you not offering overseas on these books?
What do you mean? We have overseas shipping.
I'm only seeing on your Indiegogo U.S. shipping.
We got U.S., we got Canada, and we got rest of the world.
Well, and that's what I thought too, and that's why I asked, because
that's strange.
And I also love that you did the build your own bundle. I remember how excited I was when I, thought of that myself, and I was like, hey, people can just buy whatever they want and just go straight to the add-on. So that's always exciting when I see people do that, and I've taught people about that as well. So I get like excited that we're all kind of doing that. It's like, hey, let's just really let people do what they want and get what they want.
Yeah, so the dollar goes right back into the shipping. It's not like you pay $1 to see the add-ons or anything like that. It goes right back into the shipping, and it's flat shipping. So it's $6 across the board for the U.S., $25 for Canada, $40 for the rest of the world. So no matter what you get on the campaign, it doesn't go up at all in terms of the add-ons or anything like that. All the add-ons are $0 shipping, and all of the main perks, that's where the shipping is delineated. So you got the $6 in the US, $25 in Canada, $40 for the rest of the world. Same thing too with the Alterna site.
Okay.
So what you're doing the typical crowdfunding sites, but you're also doing it on your own site. I mean, how's traffic for you? Do you do better on the Alterna site versus going to like the Indiegogo or anything like that?
Well, I mean, okay, so we got 90 backers on here with 2,763 raised on the Indiegogo, but overall the campaign has 276 backers with 8,130 raised. So we're definitely getting more people wanting to back on the site, on our own site, and they're obviously we're raising more money on there too. So it's almost 200 backers more on the Alterna site.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because now they're supporting Alterna directly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Is that the way to go, you think, Pete? People just create their own sites and just...
If you're going to twist my arm, I'd say, go to the Alterna site, But I want people to go where they prefer. But if you do go to the Alterna site, it is the wisest choice, only because then you can go and check out all the rest of the comics, the digital books we have, the bundles that we have. We got graphic novels, we've got merch. So you can get everything. It's like a one-stop shop, as opposed to the Indiegogo that if I were to list everything we have on the Alterna site, it'd be like 400 or something add-ons. So that ain't happening. I'm not spending a week and a half with 400 add-ons.
Can they do that?
Yeah.
Can they do that? Can they back the Alterna campaign and continue on with the shopping cart and just order other stuff throughout the site?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is it a separate transaction?
Well, if they'd like, they could do a separate transaction. So if they want stuff to ship now, the best bet would be to order everything that you want to get that's in stock. Order that, and then go into the campaign or to the pre-order section, and then order those things separately. But there's also an option that we have on the site where you can do separate shipping. So if you paid double the shipping charge, whatever's in stock on your order will ship now. Whatever is pre-ordered or anything like that that's going to arrive later, that's going to ship separately. So you could always do that. Or you could just wait, pay one shipping cost, and then just you get a big bundle of whatever it is you ordered when the time comes. So we got books on here. And there's advertising too that you can get that's only on the Alterna site. So if you're interested in taking out an ad in the books, you can always check that out. And we got full pages at 25, inside back covers at 50. So you guys can check that out if you'd like.
Oh, I think I'm going to have to get some Pop XP ads in these books.
Hey.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the same thing too with the King Cryptid campaign. We've got all the different bundles and whatnot on here, just like we do on the Indiegogo. But again, people are backing. They're choosing to back more through the Alterna site than through Indiegogo, probably by like 3-1, I'd say almost. But yeah, all the King Cryptid books are on here. You guys can pre-order 5 to 9, 1 to 4 already available. And then we've also got all kinds of merch. So the apparel is on here. We got all kinds of other merch with the collector boxes, the story script, 6x9 prints, a short box. There's all kinds of stickers and magnets and whatnot. And then we got 3D printed figures here. So we got, here's King Cryptid, and then we got the Behemoth. We're going to continue to make more of these. And then I got a batch of the Behemoths arrived yesterday. So those are going to start shipping out. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
They look great. And then, yeah, other than that, again, we got advertising on King Cryptid as well. The only thing with the King Cryptid advertising, March 1st, it comes down. So if you want to get an ad in the King Cryptid books, you've got to get that going before March 1st. This way we can keep the trains running on time.
Now, if we buy an ad, do you send a template for that? Like what size?
You can actually, you should be able to download a template. When you purchase the ad, it'll give you a template that you can download, and then you can coordinate it out. And then I'll just come knocking on your email in about a month or so, wanting the ad.
Well, I guess me and Jimmy are in. Jimmy Ray's. Count me in for an ad. There you go.
Yeah, we got a couple choice spots still left on the King Cryptid ad. We got inside front covers. Those are $75. We got that available for, let's see, issues 7, 8, and 9. We got an inside back cover for $6. All the other spots have sold out. And then we got full page ads still available for 5 through 9. And those are $25 each. So, yeah, make sure if you do want to get advertising in King Cryptid specifically, get that before March 1st.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know.
And get the books while you're there, too, because it's a great series. If you're into monsters, mysteries, adventure.
Can I get the direct link to your store?
Yeah. So I'll give you, let's see, alternacomics.com/King Cryptid. Will take you to the King Cryptid one, and then I'll get you the one that goes to the campaign that's up. Alternacomics.com/funding.
The advertising.
Oh, yeah. Those links will take you. Just scroll all the way down, and you'll get there.
Look at that. He's here promoting, comic campaigns, and the hosts are now looking to buy ad space, right?
Well, I actually did that.
Well, it's like, actually, if you think about it, your ad pricing is great. I mean, I exchanged some favors and got into some stuff. The whole bathroom thing. Cara.
Don't talk about that now.
Other ad spaces are like some of them. One of my ad spaces I have right now, in a prominent comic collecting book, it's like 5 G's, and I,
holy smokes.
I'll be doing some cross promoting.
I'm gonna have to change the pricing on these.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change. That's what I'm saying. Minutes. After I purchase my ad space for the next 2 years, you can change the pricing. But I gotta ask you, because I'm one of those fools that is diving in with my own crowdfunding platform, right? And it's in development. But I have been watching. Yeah, I'm expanding the Pop XP crowdfunding brand to a site that we currently have in development. And I have been watching the market, and I do watch things like, is it a smart move to do? Because I do see the benefit of creators just crowdfunding on their own site versus paying fees to other sites when they could minimize those fees and do it on their own. Do you think, Peter Simeti, who's doing it, that eventually you would leave the crowdfunding sites and solely do it on the Alterna site for your financial benefit?
Possibly. The thing that's difficult to say about it is because, and this is why I put all these back issues on as add-ons for the Indiegogo. This is the first time we ever put so many back issues on there that don't correlate to the new issues being offered. It's because I'm noticing that there are a couple dozen people who just want to purchase on Indiegogo. They're not going to the Alterna site. There's no spillover whatsoever. They just want to stick to Indiegogo, and that's fine too. But they're discovering all these titles that they haven't ever seen before, even though they're out for years. They're seeing them now for the first time because they never go to our site, and I don't know what the reason is. I don't know. I don't pry. I just kind of try to give options, and so I don't know if we'll ever 100% fully leave in that capacity, but maybe we end up doing like a second chance type campaign on Indiegogo afterwards, after doing a main campaign. I was flirting with the idea of doing second chance type campaigns on Fund My Comic and Kickstarter at one point in time too. Kickstarter is still rubbing me the wrong way a little bit, and no offense, James, I'm sorry. There's just a personal thing with me and Kickstarter. I used to use Kickstarter predominantly. And then I gave Indiegogo a shot in like 2017. I thought that they kind of upped their game a bit. Kickstarter's kind of starting to up their game a bit again too. So that's why I'm considering it, but we'll see where the future takes us. But
you even know who the head of their comics division is? I know the other guy left in
I know
December.
they don't like me. Whoever it is, they never like me. And I don't know who they are, but they apparently just don't like me. Like I'm on like some kind of a list somewhere.
I'm gonna apply
Me too.
for that job.
I feel you.
I'm gonna apply for that.
I'm like, I don't know who you are, but
later.
The shadow banning, yeah.
Well, Kickstarter doesn't shadow ban you; they just will boot your book. You know, Indiegogo is the one that shadow bans you or does some weird shit. That's just I personally think it's weird.
They're all weird.
Kick me out. Don't hide my stuff. You know, that's what they do.
Well, Indiegogo, I had put in. I was working on another project, and it was of a different, like a more erotic nature. And Indiegogo let me go through the entire process, took everyone's money, then shut me down, locked me out, wouldn't speak to me in any capacity, and refunded everybody's money except for the people who changed bank accounts or like their credit card expired or
They're all so weird. Why do they have to be so weird?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange. But yeah, there's no perfect place to put anything on. The only thing I'll ever listen to is where the customers that we have, where they would rather go. So regardless of what my personal feeling is on any of these sites, if customers were like, Pete, we're done with Indiegogo, we're all going to Kickstarter, you got to put it to Kickstarter, then I'd go to Kickstarter. If it was Fund My Comic, I would go to Fund My Comic.
You still have fans over at Indiegogo that may not get the memo that you moved over to Kickstarter. So then maybe you do your next campaign on Kickstarter and then you roll it over into Indiegogo.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing is you gotta listen to what they're asking
take
for.
4% for that, and now they bumped it up to 9%.
Who bumped it up to 9%?
Indiegogo. If you roll over your campaign,
if you go in demand, right?
If you roll it over, you go right away into in demand.
Yeah, and then you're at 9%. But if you start a fresh campaign, you're at 5%.
Yeah. If you start a fresh campaign,
Indiegogo are at 5%. Yeah.
But if you want people to see this book made $50,000, so it must be good, you want that rollover. And I also suggest that if you do any campaign rolling, or you plan to even move those books into like another website, get yourself a new domain for that book. So now you have a new domain for that book. And then when you go from Kickstarter to Indiegogo and somebody sees that ad for it too late and they click on that link, guess where it's going to go? It's going to go to Indiegogo. Yeah. And then when you're done with that, if you go to Fund My Comic, roll it over to there. Now issue 2 comes out later. So issue 1 is kind of on the back burner. Take that same link and roll it to issue 2 and keep that same thing going. So people know that that website is always going to go to your latest book that is available for you to get on whatever crowdfunding site is available.
Yeah, and Fund My Comics 3%, but this is the only issue, and I'm going to have this issue when I launch too, is that Kickstarter has culture, Indiegogo has culture, and the problem is, like, Fund My Comics 3%, but the amount of backers a lot of creators need, they're not going to get that at that site. And that is a huge issue because Fund My Comic, they won't boot your book. They're 3% fee, right? A couple other features they don't have yet, but I'm sure they will over time. But the problem is when a site doesn't have culture, a big enough culture, guys that are doing 50,000, 6-figure campaigns aren't going to go over there when this is their livelihood until they start seeing campaigns of that magnitude happening. So, a lot of people...
Yeah, it's more about brand recognition than anything else.
Correct.
I mean, that's kind of how everything is.
Kickstarter is huge. Kickstarter is huge when it comes to brand recognition and, people just discovering your stuff. Indiegogo let go of it. I don't know what happened. they stop. I don't think they really care about comics. I think they're trying to get big tech. I think they want big tech and innovations, but that works for guys like EVS and Tucci and Nolan and guys that have like 25, 30 years in the industry with a fan base that goes with them.
Yeah.
And that works great for them. And, for some reason, EVS, the Indiegogo, even actually promotes his stuff, which is incredible.
Well, I mean, a lot of those guys could probably actually fund stuff on their own site and
they could
keep
fund
more
on their own site.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
If they told everyone to go over to all their fans go over to Kickstarter, a bunch of them probably would if they all agreed. But because of the stuff that happened like 5-6 years ago or more, people are still banning that site. But I hate to say it, a lot of those people are gone. And if you're building your brand and you're a self-publisher, you really, no matter what ideology you have, you are growing a business. So you got to stop and look at it. Like, if you don't just sell at Target, sell at Walmart as well. Sell at, freaking sell at Kohl's if they sell books. Who cares? But you got to really look at, this is a brand. You need recognition. I need to grow, because where you go now, you hit ceilings, and you hit ceilings fast, right? So the crowdfunding market is a very strange market, because now you have new sites coming up. But again, if those sites don't have culture, how good are you going to do? If you did $100,000 on Indiegogo or $100,000 on Kickstarter, and you decide, hey, I'm just going to go to this new platform, and you only do $25,000, they're going to be like, I'm going to go back to the platform that I made $100,000. So it to me, I kind of wonder, as a crowdfunding developer now, I look at like, well, is the crowdfunding site going to be the thing, or are people going to do what Peter Simeti's doing and actually just take it to their home base?
Well, the most vital tool is going to be what driver are you using to push people towards wherever you want them to go. So if you've got a newsletter, you've got other social media, you've got all those platforms being built up, those are the drivers that are going to send people wherever you want to send them. So whether it's Indiegogo, Kickstarter, whatever, it doesn't even really matter what platform you're in. You could be in Walmart. Just because you're in Walmart or on Amazon or wherever else doesn't mean that you're going to have a surefire success. If anything, you're still more than likely going to have a failure. So you still have to have your marketing in place. You still have to have all of your drivers in place, your platforms, to push people to where it is you want to go. So that's a really big component. I don't want people to ever confuse the aspect of a popular platform, you list it on there, or you get it in a store that seems like it's the biggest retailer on the planet, means, now you can kick your feet up and all of a sudden everything works for you. I've seen a lot of people do that over time. I've worked with a lot of people who have done that over 18 years, and it's not a good attitude to have. So you really got to make sure you're building up as best as you can across the board. Newsletters are so important. So important. Get people to sign up for a newsletter with you. Maintain that newsletter maybe every 2 weeks, a month at least. Get something out. And then when you have a campaign especially, make sure you're keeping people updated with that stuff. That kind of thing is really, really key. Wherever you are on social media with whatever you're doing, if you have as many platforms as possible built up, great. But if you do tend to prefer one over the other or whatever it is, really utilize that effectively to not just be like, hey, go buy stuff or whatever. But no, share what you're doing. Get people involved. Bring them in. Don't just tell people, go here, buy stuff, and have a great day. You got to let people know what you're doing. You got to let them know that you're passionate and you care about what you're doing, and you also got to let them know that you want them to be included in what you're doing and how you're creating this thing. You're sharing, and part of that sharing and getting your stuff out there into the world, unfortunately, in some respect, requires money to do this sort of stuff. So that's just an unspoken part of the equation for the most part. If you're doing something that people are interested in, they're going to be like, okay, where can I go to buy this? Where can I go to get this? And that's just how that is. But there's a lot of people out there very uncomfortable with promotion. They view it as this sleazy sort of thing, and they get very odd about it, and they kind of crawl up inside themselves, and they don't want to do it. And they have to view it as you're sharing. You're just making this, getting it out into the world. Tap into that side of you that's like, look, I spend a lot of time and energy on this. It means something to me. I want you to take a look at it, and hopefully maybe it means something to you too. Maybe you enjoy it. And that's the only kind of energy you got to bring to it. And then follow up if they're interested with, you can go here, check it out, and learn more, and maybe purchase it if you like it. And that's it. People don't have to look at it as
Support-
some kind of a skeezy thing.
Well, yeah, that's like an argument I've had is support the creator, not the platform, right? And like you're saying, get them to know you, get them to be a part of your journey, and then drive them to where you're selling your product, because wherever you go is best suited for you. Because where you're growing your audience, your discoverability on top of the, linking, pushing links to stuff of yours.
Yeah.
It really should be back the creator, not the platform.
Well, but we can't say what it should be because we know what it is. And it is what it is. So, and Nile, you made a good point. Your big creators that are making, I noticed you started at 50. You said 50, 6-figure campaigns, and then you went up from there. And they're not going to go to a smaller place like Fund My Comic if they're not making that money there, because it is a business. But that's where what I was talking about with those links, having that main link, so that if someone sees that post or ad or whatever from a year ago, they're going to click it and it's going to take it to where your current campaign is. So maybe you go through Kickstarter and you make that 6 figures in Kickstarter, because you know what, I'll tell you, I'm a $50,000, creator. When I do a campaign, it's 50 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, like I had a bad holiday season, and so my calendar only did like 30 instead of 50 like it usually does. So like I'm consistently in that realm. Yeah, I'm not going to give that up, but I will take that link. And because I do have integrity and I do believe in this community, and I do want us to use our voices, to recreate our society and rebuild that. Yes, I'm going to take people there, but I'm going to go to the big place first. Then when it starts to go into your, buy now and whatnot, that's when I can go to Fund My Comic. And that's also a great way to tell all those people on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, whatever, hey, you know what? I'm going to put a new variant cover over here. So if you want to get the new cover, you liked it when you got it already. But hey, if you want to come and get this cover or this specialty thing, or just see what's there, and then, you know what, it's going to say, oh, hey, check out this comic and that comic and that comic. And that's where we're working together without having to get together and say, hey, will you do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are all saying like different points of the same idea. Does that make sense? So I think we do have potential to take back our community.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we got a couple super chats here too. I don't want to miss these. We got Mario Ruiz, $5. Thank you, lady and gents, paying my tab and supporting my fellow pubs. Looking forward to reading Alpha Red in the Casey Alterna bundle. Indies rule. True believer here in the house. Another $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Okay, folks, I just got 29 Alterna books for $40.44, including shipping. You can't beat that deal. Get some comics. Fellow true believers, Excelsior.
That's right.
That's the way you do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It is the way.
You got
Thank
mine.
you very much.
I got the Pete sketch card.
Oh, hell
nice.
A
yeah,
couple days
man.
ago.
Awesome.
So you'll
Thank
be
you,
drawing
James.
Alpha Red.
Ah, sweet.
Cool.
Very nice.
Very cool. Very cool. And so let's talk to Mr. Geronimo for a bit, man.
Sure.
We got you just kind of sitting there. Pete's not letting you talk. He's like, this is my gig, man. It's on my hat.
Hey,
Read
look,
my hat.
he's the face, all right? I'm the voice, he's the
That's
face.
it right here.
Yes.
You know.
So I
This
mean,
is
you
how
got
you
you
sell
got a book
comics.
in the Alterna Comics April lineup campaign. You've got issue 14, Blood Realm in there. But you
Yeah.
also have a sign up deal going on right now too.
Yes, that's in the other link there. But that issue 14 is in that one, and then the other link is there. We go. Yeah.
Blood Realm, Dawn of the Wolf, issues 15 through 18.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey so far. Going to be up to 18 issues after this campaign. I'm thrilled. So
Tell us about Blood Realm. Like, for any viewers out there that aren't familiar with this series, man, what have you been creating for all these years?
I'm still trying to figure it out. No, it's a dark fantasy epic, and it follows these different factions and races that are all vying for power of this main city called Voragoth and the larger world, which is called Mordrin. And there's demons, there's gigantic creatures that existed in the old period, almost like dinosaurs of our time, right? And you have these knights called the Iron Wolves, and they're led by this particular hero named Chiron Morvel. So in this miniseries, we're following his origins, how he came to be this hero. And we're going to have all different types of landscapes that we're going to explore in the world, different types of monuments and structures. So I'm an art history professor. I'm a teacher by day, comic creator at night.
You're a history professor?
I am.
You're a teacher? They let you teach people?
They do. Aren't they crazy?
Shit. This world really
they
is
figure it all out.
Oh, man.
I know. So my love of history, antiquity. So we have, of course, a Colosseum type structure that we're going to be introducing into Blood Realm called the Tarpex Arena. We have a Blood Realm vinyl for the first time. My buddy is a very talented musician, and we sat together and we created an orchestral soundtrack to Blood Realm, and I did the art for the album art and everything. So we have guest artists on this campaign. We have Christian Rossi, who's no stranger to Alterna Comics, Juan Sanabria, who is up and coming indie. Oh, wait, he did Wolves and Lions, I think it was called. Something Dwarf vs. Lion. I don't know if you guys remember that campaign a while back.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, he illustrated that, and he's just been getting better and better.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hard at work. And we have Keir Covington, who has been illustrating King Cryptid, and then art by me too as well. So it's really influenced by history, influenced by mythology, influenced by biblical stories. I want to create a grand epic here. Mm-hmm. And Mordrin and Blood Realm itself has just been growing more and more with each issue. And I feel like this one is, I don't know, this is very special. I mean, every time I'm making a new issue or a new series, it's always like, oh, this is the best, you know? But I'm really excited about this. I can't wait for people to read it.
Nice. Do you ever want to expand? I mean, this is like fantasy and stuff. Like, do you ever dream of like other, you know, like a tabletop game?
The answer is yes.
Or, you know, like a comforter set for your bed.
Well, we actually have a Blood Realm blanket, which I should be wearing now. It's actually on my bed. Yeah, Blood Realm blanket is available on the Alterna site. And it's fantastic. Unbelievable quality.
Is it like a fleece blanket? A down comforter?
It's amazing.
It's huge.
How big is it?
It's a tapestry.
Like a full-size bed, a king-size bed?
660 by 80.
It's 60 by 80.
Can we get a look at that?
In
Can we
bed
get that
sizes?
up on the site?
Yeah, well, let's see here.
I won't be able to even fit it on the screen. It's so big. It's amazing.
I wouldn't trust you to stay in that chair. Like all of a sudden it'll come with the blanket around them, and then it'll be like, "Lah!" Like, no, put your sword away. You and your fantasy history.
I got it up on my on my screen. If you want to share it for a second.
Here you go.
So picture that, but like 80 inches tall by 60 inches wide.
It's incredible.
Oh, that is cool.
And believe me, this doesn't even do it justice. The colors are vibrant. I mean, when I got it, I was like, what? It was like glowing.
I'm looking
it's like
at the
big.
price here.
Yeah.
$50, right. Yeah.
That is really good.
Like queen size? Queen size?
I would say about queen. I mean, I have a king, and it covers a good portion of it, Pete.
Yeah.
I've done blankets about that size, and I will tell you, my cost was more than that.
It's beautiful too. They printed great, and they're super comfortable.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we got a bunch of the Alterna readers that have it, and Brian suddenly holds one of them. He's got the Blood Realm and King Cryptid on the sofa right now.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yes.
And Rob's nightmares keep you warm at night. That's right.
That's right.
Let's see. Is it made with real bits of dragons?
There's the King Cryptid one.
Aww.
Again, 60 by 80. That's
Yeah.
Keir Covington's
that's
art.
Lovely.
I loved it. Well,
That's beautiful.
I'm a huge paranormal guy in real life, people.
There you go.
Yeah, we got to do a show, Nile.
We got to do a show. We got to. You know, my buddy Howie's like friends with all those reality TV people, and we were doing it for a while. You know, Pop XP Paranormal, and we were having these people on, and then we stopped. And I really want to do it again, but I realize, you know, just like with creating comics, ideas run faster in your head than you can actually put on paper.
Yeah.
The same goes for YouTube content, right? You know, it's like you come up with all these ideas, and you're like, how the hell do I produce it all? You know, I'm now to the point where I'm like, let's maybe we should start bringing new people on, let them do shows just so I can get my checklist done. But yes, Pete, I want to do some type of paranormal cryptic show.
I'll invite you onto my channel. We'll have a talk.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I like that
sounds
idea.
good.
James, what are your thoughts on the paranormal? Are you a believer or not?
Oh, go ahead.
Shut up, Rob. Did you hear me, James?
No.
Are you
Oh
there?
no,
Oh.
I didn't. Sorry.
Oh, are you?
I'm freezing. It's freezing and it's coming in and out.
Oh,
Go
my
ahead.
question to you, if you can hear me, is: are you a believer in the paranormal, ghosts, UFOs, cryptids?
So I am getting introduced to a lot of that. My wife found a podcast called Blurry Creatures. I don't know if you're a fan
I've
of
heard of
Blurry
it.
Creatures. It's a little bit of Bible, but Bigfoot too. Bigfoot and aliens and all that stuff and how where it all fits in the Bible. It's wild.
You can't read the
It's good
Bible
stuff.
without bumping into
Blurry
some kind of
Creatures, I
creature
recommend.
and
Oh, yeah.
paranormal entity and
Highly
supernatural
recommend.
occurrence.
100%.
Well, you know what?
Oh yeah.
So, as like a paranormal guy, right? One day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read the Bible. My wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, I just want to read it. I'm gonna read it. Like I've never actually read it. Like I grew up, I did like all the traditional, I'm Catholic. I did all the traditional things growing up. And but I'm like starting to read it. And from watching like Ancient Aliens and all this other stuff, I'm like, that's the Anunnaki. I'm like going through the book and I'm like, wow, like this reads like some fantasy thing. And I'm like, again,
Book of
whatever anyone
Ezekiel
believes
reads
is,
straight
I
up
don't
like
judge.
sci-fi.
Yeah, it's the crazy
100%.
stuff. Like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Exactly. The Book of
It makes you
Ezekiel.
realize-
they go back to that a lot.
Oh,
Yep.
ready. It makes you realize how they have not been actually like the education has been very poor on the actual themes and what's in the Bible. It's like because you talk to your average Catholic or Christian, they're like, "Oh, that's in there." I'm like, "It's giants, it's giants, man! Like, it's in there. It's unbelievable. You got to read it."
Yeah,
Things with friggin' laser beams.
Yeah. It's nuts. Like it's heavy. Obviously, it's a heavy read.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I wasn't successful. I stopped. I was like, okay. I was like,
And it's been revised
because I'm doing it for like
a lot.
casual reading,
And they're
I'm not
still
doing
leaving
it.
these things in. Imagine what originally was in the text. Not even translated or anything that's been lost
The
through
oral
that.
tradition part.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Actually, Daniel Russell's right. So then I have ADHD, so I hyper focus. Once I'm into something, I go through like bursts of hyper focus, and then like I'm not interested anymore. So I like my wife hates it because I'll be like, "Oh, popsicle sticks! I'm interested in that. Now let me buy a machine that makes popsicle sticks. I'm gonna make all the popsicle sticks in the world." And then I'll invest all the money that it takes to do it, and then I walk away like, it's just popsicle sticks.
I have so many things like that.
Right? But I like started researching the hell out of it because then you do get inspired because like you have your stories, your ideas for your books, and you're like, well, I could use that or this. But then you're like, oh, there's lost books, and Daniel Russell's like like reading the books they cut out of the Bible, and you start reading that stuff, and it gets even more wild. And then you're like, why did they cut that out? That's strange. But then when you have that like weird paranormal mind where you think like all these other magical things exist, like then you just start putting 2 and 2 together and you're like, maybe that's what it is, and it's freaking nuts. But you can just like dive down a rabbit hole of just like, and then your mind gets like crazy. And then you're like writing on your mirror in your wife's lipstick trying to solve the equations of life.
Well, then you got the board up with all the string and the tacks.
Exactly.
No, it sounds exaggerative, but it's really not. Like I actually do have things written on my mirror in, lipstick, Sharpie, whatever. We have whiteboards that we keep all over the house. So if we have an idea, we will whiteboard this out. If there's a problem, if we're having like just any weird problem, we'll graph it out. It's crazy.
I feel like bathrooms are like a thing, Cara, with you.
Bathrooms are a thing with me. Well, I think that they're a great thing to have. Bathing is important.
Actually, showers are the best place for ideas to blossom. Just let you know
Yeah.
that. Just
Oh
let you
yeah.
know.
Oh
You
yeah.
get the
I
white
think that
noise. You get the water.
We need to get those crayons that you can like for little kids to draw in the bathtub, so that when we have our shower ideas, just go as far away from the water as you can, and and then just there you go,
Yeah.
do your sketching and whatever. I will say that Alfred, my husband, what he does is he draws as he shaves. Like he shaves his head, he shaves his beard, and he taps off his razor all over the shower wall and draws pictures with it.
That's a new medium.
Right?
That is gross.
I know, right?
That is gross. You tell him that is gross. But
But
speaking
the
of
stuff
those
he
crayons
draws
and
is
stuff,
really cool though.
speaking of those crayons and stuff, if you have children, read the fine print on that stuff. I got my kids to like Crayola shower paint, right? And then like I was just bored, and it's like one of those scenarios like when you leave your phone, and you're like on the toilet and you need something to read. But like I'm just sitting there watching them, and I'm reading the fine print. It's like don't have exposure to skin for long periods of time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? These are like kids in the shower with this like shower soap paint, and then it's saying don't have contact with your skin. I'm like, what the hell?
What's an extended period of time?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Rob probably knows, but I don't know if
You don't.
I only draw Cara in the shower. Oh, that's romantic. He draws you out of his shaving buds and shit.
Nice.
That's totally romantic.
Isn't it
But-
though?
Yeah.
What do you get your wife boring old flowers and chocolate and teddy bears and
you pull the curtain to your face and your husband's like shaved hair follicles. That's so nasty. But anyway,
I love like being gross.
I know. So anyways, what's before we wrap up, man, Pete, man, anything else coming down the pike for you?
We're gonna have in the summertime. We're gonna have a crossover, King Cryptid Blood Realm crossover.
That's right.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right.
So yeah, and it's gonna be an in continuity crossover too. So it's not one of these like character wakes up and it's all a dream and it didn't really happen. No, this is actually gonna have an impact on the characters and the stories. So it's the first one we've ever done with Alterna. It's going to be a nice 80-page story between 2 double-sized issues, and we're going to have Keir Covington. He's going to be drawing it. So it's going to be really fun. I recommend people check it out. We're going to be talking about it more and more and more up until June, July when it launches.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. That's awesome, man.
Wait.
Very cool. James,
be
dude,
fun.
for you, I know you've got the Kickstarter going on right now. I mean, what are the plans? Have you done a roadmap yet of what you want to do? Or are you just seeing how this one flies right now?
Yeah, so this one, the Kickstarter is just to kind of reintroduce people to Alpha Red while I work on Alpha Red number 6, and then hopefully the rhythm is one a year, a 40-pager every year with Kickstarter or whatever, Indiegogo or Fund My Comic, wherever. Whatever works, I'm finding out that I'm learning. I'm watching you guys. I'm listening to Pete. I'm listening to a couple of the other indie guys out there, and trying it all.
Oh, very nice, man. Any
Yeah, but I want to keep the.
Since you're exploring a
I
bunch
was
of new
just going to say,
creators and
just
stuff.
keep.
Sorry, go ahead, James. There's just a lag. There's a lag. I'll let you finish your thought.
Yeah, I don't understand the lag. Like I can hear you guys. It sounds like I can hear you guys in real time, and then whenever I talk, you guys like, is he going to say something or is he not going to say something? But I was just going to say, I want to keep the main thing, and the main thing is to keep pumping out books. And the only drawback from launching on different sites is it takes so much time and so much energy to keep people's attention on that campaign. And so that takes away from the drawing, and that's the most labor intensive part for me is the drawing. So I need to get to that. I mean, this is the fun stuff, but the other stuff is the main thing. So I want to keep the main thing, put my head down, draw, create the thing that I want to give birth to, so.
Cool, man. I appreciate that. That's cool. Cara, you got anything? before we head out?
I don't know. If you want to get my calendar at this point, I'm just like message me because it's not worth putting it up on another site. So yeah, if you are
if you guys want to buy her stupid calendar, just message her.
Or if you're interested in a cosplay cover, I know I'm like, yeah, I'm in like, I don't give a shit about it. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Well, anyways, tomorrow night, guys, I'm going to go live. Jimmy Race is going to join me as we chat with Bill Moss. We're going to be talking about Nira X, Dark Seas, and we're going to just chat and kind of catch up with Bill. It's been a while since he's been on. Bill's been in the industry for 30 plus years or whatnot. He's done a lot of cool books and things. So we're going to chat with him. And just a reminder, a lot of people talk a lot of crap about, Madam Web and everything, but I've done a lot of research. I'm going to remind you guys, there's 2 good reasons to see the film. Okay. So go see Madam Web. 2 good reasons. Thank you. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Pete, thanks for joining us tonight. Rob, it's been a pleasure. James,
thanks for having me.
Welcome to the Indie Comics Community Network. Have fun. If you need any help, have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And everyone, will see you tomorrow night. Yeah. Back some books. The links are all below. The links are in the live chat. Back the books. Share the books. Love comics. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again, everyone.